Hey, welcome back to the channel, good friends. I'm Brian, and today we have a 60s Chevy Corvair. If you remember, back in our previous shop, we had the front end of one of these sticking through the wall. Good prop piece. Actually, the hood opened up, and it was a great storage area. You can line it with plastic and store your favorite beverages. But today we have the whole thing, and it's a convertible, and it's here to get the paint reconditioned, slightly restored. This is not going to be a 4-step paint correction to get it perfect. Cars were not running on the road back in the 60s looking like a mirror and looking perfect. And the goal for this is just to enhance the paint. And we're going to do that today with some very economical, easy to get, easy to purchase products and tools. It's so funny to have two vehicles 60 years apart. We have a Rivian R1 right next to us, electric, and we have an old school Chevy here. And yeah, we like to work on all of them. So let's get started on the classic. With the shop manager looking on, we could do a quick walk around of this classic Chevy. The paint, some original, some, well, I'm going to have to say repaint here and there. Not perfect, but I have worked on worse. And I believe there is a lot of gloss and shine to be brought out here. The paint is oxidized, does not have, you could see how hazy the reflection is. You could see the imperfections in the paint. And there are battle scars all the way around this thing, but that is not to stop it from getting its paint enhanced and getting it looking better. There, the paint doesn't even really match, but it doesn't matter. Things were not running around in the 60s looking perfect, but they sure were a lot cleaner and shinier, and that is the goal for this thing. And I think we're going to, guys, I think we're going to really be able to get some nice gloss and reflection out of this with very little effort. The shop manager reminds us that is single stage paint. So there's going to be 2 layers, a primer layer to protect the metal below, and then the color coat. Let's see how much we have to work with. That's 6.1. I'm sure there's going to be varying amounts, 4.7, because some of this is original, some of this is not. Well, most of it is not. So we're going 4, 5, 7. Yeah, we are already all over the place. 3.6. 3.6. Again, I need to remind you, it's not like there's clear coat on the top layer. This is all mostly color coat with a little bit of primer. We'll have plenty to work with. We won't have to, well, as it looks so far, we won't have to be very careful as to not remove too much. There we have some filler somewhere in that area. That's very thick with filler. Let's go down here. Yeah, a lot of filler right here. That's why the paint does not match. They tried to blend it in, and very hard to match a paint system that's that old and weathered. 3.7. All right, so there's the thickness all over the place, but for the most part, we have plenty of single stage, dark cherry color, whatever this is, I'll have to look it up to work with. Overall, the paint is oxidized and dull, more in some areas than others, but I can see there's going to be some reflection and shine underneath there. Let's see where we're starting when it comes to gloss. 86. 79. 80. 74. Yeah, I mean, it's really bad right there. I still think we're going to be able to get a lot of gloss and reflection out of the worst areas. something like this that's a classic or antique, I don't do a bucket wash or use pressure washers. I'll do a rinseless wash, especially when we have a convertible. I don't want to test the seals and the rubber grommets and the trim with pressurized water. This is a light colored interior. I don't want any stains, or I don't want to get any worse than it already is. So a safe rinseless wash is done first. You can decon it that way as well. Nice and smooth and clean, and it's now ready for the paint enhancement. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to enhance the paint and get it to look a whole lot better without spending a lot of money and picking up extravagant, complicated tools. And as a matter of fact, we're going to use a tool that was sent to me. So I did not purchase this, but I'm going to give my honest feedback and review on it. This is a Seesii car polisher, model TS512. This is a rotary polisher. It's a whole kit, 7 speeds, 1600 watts. Right here, you'll have the technical data for the polisher. I have not opened it, but it is a whole kit. We're going to be able to see what this is. This is not battery operated. This is quartered, so it's an old school rotary polisher. However, this thing was under $100. It was actually under $90, and the pads come with it and the backing plate. So with very little money, we're going to see if we can turn around the paint on this car just using this tool, and a little bit later we'll pick out a polish to go with it. Let's see what's in the box. At this point, I couldn't even tell you who sent this. I know it was shipped out of Arizona. It is made in China. Let's open this up and see what comes with the polisher. So we have a backing plate. We have a wool pad. We might use that to do the cutting. Or we could even use the orange pad, which is a run-of-the-mill midline cutting power, so it's like a powerful polishing, but not really cutting. We have another version of that, so we got 2 of those. That's pretty cool, guys. Under $100, under $90, you get 2 backing plates, so you don't have to order the 5-inch one. Most of them are standard with this 6-inch huge backing plate, and then you have to order something smaller. This is going to be, I believe, 5/8 thread pattern and size. We have a handle. We have our instruction manual here with a set of brushes. So it's not brushless. It is corded, and there will be brushes, and they sent you a spare pack of those. You got the Allen key. And that's going to be to put the handle on if you want to. I normally don't put those on. Oh, really neat. They even sent some hook and loop sand discs. I never use these on a rotary polisher, but I will put these to the side and add these to my collection. Hook and loop 1500 grit. Here's the handle. I normally don't insert these either. I'll show you where it goes. Then we have the polisher itself. I'll give you a closer look at the polisher. I believe this is a 6 or an 8-foot cord, 6-foot cord. It's got some heft to it. We got some tactile feedback. I don't know if you can hear that. Tactile feedback on all of the buttons. Has some heft to it, has some weight. I'm not going to tear it down in this video unless you really want me to, but we will show it in use. Pretty neat kit for under $90. If I can get that to focus, you get the model number, speed, rated power. Here's the trigger with lock. There is your speed dial, pigtail, your vents to keep it cool. Normally the air is drawn in through here, cycles through the motor, and comes out up front here. There's the lock to hold the spindle gear, so you can take off your backing plates and spin them off freely. Let's see how this works. All right, so the kit came with 2 pads, foam pads, and 1 wool pad. We'll use both. We'll team up the wool pad with Phoenix EOD's Papa Cut, which has diminishing abrasives that should do just enough cutting to get the oxidation off of that paint. And then we can clean things up a bit and really get some gloss out of the Fab Finish polish. And we'll team that up with these orange foam pads. Test areas, I always do them before each correction so I can get an idea of what works the best. See what I can find that's not ultra aggressive, the least aggressive method necessary is what we'll use. For this first step, we'll use their wool pad, team it up with the Papa Cut. I don't put the handles on here at all. I just control the machine from the head of machine up here. I do need to remind you this is single stage, so we're going to have transfer. This pad is not going to be clean and white very long. It's going to get transfer of the paint up into it, and because of that, we'll have to clean it out often. But we'll do a crisscross pattern here. We'll see what it looks like. Take it up between the 3rd and 4th speed setting. Polisher's quiet. It's not screaming. I'm not applying pressure to this. I'm just letting the weight of the polisher do the work. And there is that transfer that's going to happen every time you do a section, and you'll have to clean that out so the pad stays effective. Let's wipe off the residue and see what it looks like after step 1. You want to get some old microfibers as well, because they will get that transfer and they will turn red. Just like your pad does. See that? So you're going to go through some microfibers as well. I'm sure you could see a difference already, but we do have a haze left behind from that wool pad. So we'll switch over to the foam pad and the Fab Finish, and we'll clean it up a bit. Switched over to the foam pad, and we're moving to the Fab Finish, which is a spray. So prime the pad, a couple little shots into the foam pad. Now that we have it primed, we'll do one more. We're already starting to get transfer. And this type of finish absorbs and wicks in or drinks up whatever fluids and oils come in contact with it, because it's old and it's dried out from the sun. So keep that in mind as well. You may need extra product. So the polisher's smooth and it's quiet. Really the only question then is going to be, is it durable? How's it made? And I can tear it down if you want me to do that in a separate video. We can look inside. We can have a look inside segment separate. But we do have some color back. This is a metallic dark cherry. Now you will see there's texture in this paint from the sand marks underneath, and there's some deep scratches. We're not going after them. We're not going after the nibs up front here. We're just cleaning up the paint and enhancing it. Let me take the tape off so you can see the difference that we've made. Huge difference. We have that metallic, whatever color that is. You can't even see that it had that type of paint right there. Perfect? No. Huge difference in a little bit of time? Yes. Well, what type of improvement have we made with the little bit of effort? We started with 80-some gloss units. And we're, well, right there. Right there's some numbers behind what you're seeing. Single stage really can turn out a lot nicer than some clear coats out there. That's a huge difference. So what I'll do is not only finish the hood, but I'll go around and finish the whole vehicle. I don't have a roof to do, so we can get around this rather quickly. There's a lot of chrome here as well. And with the magic of editing, I'll speed things up a bit. Let's get around this and polish it up, see what we can turn this paint into. All right, so there you have it. It didn't take me long at all to get around this little thing. I didn't have the top to worry about. As for the polisher, smooth, quiet, just a little bit less power than some of the other ones that we've had on the channel. My Barjack Rotary is still my favorite right now. But hey, for under $90, this thing here, guys, they didn't want the paint chips filled. They didn't want the color matched on the driver's side. They didn't want deeper scratches wet sanded and polished. They didn't want the texture wet sanded out and polished. They just wanted an enhancement, and for under $90, that was easily done. Not tired. If you're tired after getting around the car with something like this, you're doing it wrong. I'll put a link down below if you want to look into this further. And besides that, I showed you a quick and easy way to make your ride a little bit more presentable, give it a clean look, a shiny, glossy look. Actually, we made a pretty big turnaround with little effort, as you've seen behind the numbers on the gloss meter. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. Again, I'll leave a link for that if you want to look into that further. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.